What's up, Amiibos? Today we have a brand new custom Amiibo tutorial. We are about to make 𝘠𝘶𝘣𝘴𝘤𝘳𝘀 from Fire Emblem, except it'll be the dragon form. Now keep in mind, this tutorial is super hard. No joke, there's a lot of clay work in this, and I wouldn't advise this for beginners who are just learning how to customize. So check out the other tutorials I have that are very simple. Last week's giveaway winners will be announced at the end of the video. That includes Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So thanks again for everyone who entered. I do appreciate the support, and it keeps this whole thing going. So again, thank you so much. Today is also Friday, so we do have a giveaway on this video as well, and it is the dragon form. For all the details, stay tuned at the end of the video. Now, my birthday is also coming up, so I will have a giveaway on my Twitter, so make sure you guys follow. It is twitter.com/MissGandaKris. Alright, so enough talking, let's get started. So of course, you will need a Corrin amiibo, and yes, you'll need to take Corrin off of the base. So go ahead and prepare the base by taking off Corrin as much as possible. That includes the feet as well. The feet is probably the hardest material on that amiibo, so be careful. You will also need a deer figure like this. I actually got this at Michael's, and it was about $3. The dragon was a little bit more expensive, but you can pretty much find all these figurines online, and you don't even need to have the specific brand, but of course I'll try to leave all the links down below in the description. Now when it comes to the dragon, all you really need is the tail and the wings. Again, if you're using an X-Acto knife, please be careful. I've cut myself so many times, and let me tell you, they are really sharp blades. So again, please be careful. If it's giving you a hard time, go ahead and even heat it up with a heat gun. It actually tends to make it a lot easier to cut plastics. Make sure you also wear a mask, and you do this in a ventilated area. Heating up plastics isn't the safest thing to do, so make sure that you take those precautions. I really try to use as much of the amiibo as possible, but sometimes you just can't use any of it. So in this case, try to keep as much of the dragon and of course the Corrin figurine. You never know if you have a custom amiibo coming up that you actually might need those parts later on. So make sure that you keep those. I actually have a huge graveyard full of amiibo limbs and hair and random stuff, just in case. It definitely saves so much time. So if you can save any amount of time, it'll allow you to work even more on this amiibo by adding the details. Alright, so the next step is pretty much prepping the wings, the tail, and the deer. This part is a lot of tedious work. So what you're doing basically is cutting all the parts and trimming them down to make sure that they fit the proportions of the deer. With the wings that I got, I was removing so much material from this. It took forever just to get it at a stage where I was satisfied. So I do hope that you found a better figurine. If not, you just have to put the work in. But you essentially want to start off with a base that you can work with and add the details in later. When it comes to adding pretty much anything on the figurine, you definitely want to pin it together, or you want to at least create a frame so that it's a lot sturdier instead of just attaching them on with super glue. The base is the most important part of the figurine, so of course the clay that I use is a 2-part resin, and when it hardens, it's pretty much like cement, so the durability is really strong. It's called 𝘬𝘧𝘧𝘪𝘐, and I'll leave the links down below in the description. After filling in all the gaps with the clay, and of course leaving yourself with a sturdy base, it is time to add in all the details. Now when it comes to adding the details, at one point I was really confused on the design, but go ahead and Google 𝘠𝘶𝘣𝘴𝘤𝘳𝘀 dragon form. There's a lot of reference pictures that you can use, and let me tell you, my desktop was filled with all these different angles of the dragon form Kamui. So make sure you guys have all that information available to you. It makes it a lot easier to pinpoint what designs or details you need to add. And I feel like I wasn't able to add a couple of other details, and maybe I might be missing some, but I think overall it came out looking okay. I wasn't expecting it to come out as nice as it did, to be honest, but overall, who cares? If you're having fun with this custom amiibo, that is definitely the most important part. Now, when it comes to the tail, I actually grabbed a couple of fake plants. The reason why is because the contact that it makes on the tail is really thin, and I did not want it to break off. So by using this bendable plastic, it ensures that it won't fall off or break. And I'm actually going to attach it as well with the hardening clay. So that's pretty much why the tail turned out green, if anyone was wondering. After making custom amiibo for so long, I've realized that you can't use the same clay for pretty much the entire amiibo. It just makes it harder on you to work with. So this clay that I'm about to use is called Super Sculpey. They have different variations, so definitely do your own research on what clays you'd rather prefer. But with this clay, it just makes it a lot easier to add details and then harden it on the instant. So instead of waiting for air drying clay to try to keep its shape and you're pretty much fumbling, the Super Sculpey just makes it a lot easier to make stable parts and then glue it on afterwards. I think the key thing about this amiibo was definitely taking the time and adding as much detail as possible. This design is very modern and sleek, so when you do add anything to this amiibo, try to even sand down everything after you've added certain parts. It just makes it look really nice and clean. Try to get to a point where you're satisfied with the design and you are happy with how it looks, because right afterwards, it's time to go ahead and paint this. So when it comes to painting, I actually had a chrome metallic can outside and I sprayed it down. You don't, of course, have to do this, but I think the nice shine and shimmer to it really made it stand out. So you could go that route, or you can actually go ahead and paint it silver. Now there is, of course, certain details that are black or even like a dark blue. But again, you want to make sure that you look at your reference pictures and decide what you want to paint. There is a lot of details in Kamui dragon form, but it's up to you if you want to add those all. I actually found myself in between, so I didn't want to add too much detail or too much shading, and I want to make it as clean as possible. So I hope that I pulled that off. I am not entirely sure, but hey, I think it looked pretty okay. Of course, this is a giveaway, so in order to enter this giveaway and win this beautiful dragon, all you need to do is like this video, subscribe, and then comment below who is your favorite Fire Emblem character. And of course, the roster is quite big, so definitely tell me why in the comments below. Alright, so last week's winners of the 3 custom amiibo giveaways are Travis Austin from Twitter, Zelda and Fairies from YouTube, Half Asleep Inc. from Instagram. So thanks again, guys, for entering, and congratulations. Make sure you guys message me at MissGandaKrisStore@gmail.com. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I do appreciate the support. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to donate, there's also a donation link down below in the description. It helps me continue this whole shindig. So thanks again, and I will see you next time.